Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another Minecraft video, and in this one we're going to start things off with this thing right here. Now I'm sure all of you recognise it. This is the Unbreakable wall that I showcased in a video a couple weeks ago, and I have to say I was not expecting the hugely positive response that video got. It got hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of views, lots of people seem to really enjoy it, so I thought today I would build another crazy wall, but this one isn't unbreakable. Instead, this one is totally breakable, but if you do decide to break it, it will try its best to break you. I thought that seemed like a pretty cool idea, so let's crack on. So this right here is the wall in question. Now as you can see, Mumbo Jumbo Studios really have just pushed the boat out in terms of decoration right here. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. We've got all of the iron blocks and yet more iron blocks. Okay, you know what? I could have done a better job at decorating this thing, but the most important part of this build is the fact that it's killer. I mean, this thing is seriously dangerous. If we break any of the blocks on this wall right here, as you can see, it doesn't end particularly well. I mean, that is just a mess. I can't believe how many potions have actually fallen down. I mean, if we respawn and we didn't fall into the void, if we walk back over there, we'd probably die again. And then again. It would be awful. And the best news is, unlike the Unbreakable wall, which is a massive redstone circuit that took me hours to design and would take you guys hours to build, this thing right here is absolutely tiny. I mean, look at it. It barely involves any redstone whatsoever. We've got one redstone line up at the top. The rest of it just uses the bud principle, which basically means if you break one of these blocks, all of these pistons will retract, and that will trigger the mechanism. It really is very nice and simple, but it's super, super effective. So let's crack on with that tutorial. So the first thing you guys want to do is build yourself a wall. I'm going to be building mine 6 blocks wide and 5 blocks tall, but of course you can build this as big or as small as you want to. So just chuck in all of your blocks just like this. That's 4 blocks, and then there is the 5th block. Then what you want to do is place another line of blocks on top of it, which are going to be extended out into the ceiling. And you might as well place in the ceiling blocks as well at this point in time, but leave a gap between them because of course your dispensers are going to be facing downwards, which are going to be chucking out all of the potions. Anyway, the next thing you want to do is go a couple blocks up like this and go a few blocks along like that and place a block up like this and place the line of blocks going right the way across the length of your wall, and on the side of these blocks you want to place a bunch of redstone torches. Those are going to come in handy later. Next up, you want to place a line of redstone across all of these blocks just like that. Then you want to place a block down here, a block there, take out that block and place a redstone torch right there. Then you want to place a block next to this one, and then a block down at the bottom here with a repeater facing into that block and some redstone dust up at the top. Now as you can see, this repeater should line up with the top layer of your wall, and that is because that's where your sticky piston is going to be going, which is going to be triggering the whole mechanism. Now it is time to start placing in all of the pistons, and I have to say, you're probably going to get this bit wrong, but you have to do it in a very specific order. If you don't do it in that specific order, then you're going to mess up the entire thing. So what you want to do is place all of the regular pistons, then you want to place a line of redstone blocks just like this, then another line of redstone blocks, and then you want to take out that line of redstone blocks right there, and then place another layer of pistons. That's basically how you do it. So it's just a line of redstone blocks, take out that line right there, and then your regular pistons, and then another line of redstone blocks, another line of air, and then your regular pistons going right the way across until you reach up to the top where you place the redstone blocks like this. And then we take out all the blocks. We need a sticky piston right there with a redstone block on its face that should turn off this redstone torch. And then once again, regular pistons going right the way across once again. And then you want to do the same thing. So redstone blocks up at the top like this. You would then want to take out all of those redstone blocks right there. And now we've got a bit of a challenge on our hands because you need to take out all of these blocks, place in a bunch of sticky pistons facing across like this, replace the blocks on all of their faces just like that, and then you can remove all of these redstone blocks. Now your trap is armed and ready to go, so be very careful. Do not update any of these pistons because then you're in for a bad time. It is now time for the finishing touches. So the first thing you want to do is place a block on top of that redstone torch right there, which means that this thing is definitely ready to go and that this will trigger the whole mechanism. Then you want to place a comparator running out of this redstone, a few blocks going around like this, redstone dust running around there, and set the comparator into subtract mode. You're then going to run that comparator output along all of these blocks right here, just placing in all of those with redstone dust on top of all of these blocks. And then once again, you're going to want to take out the blocks on the front of these sticky pistons right here and place dispensers facing downwards all the way across there, and then replace all of the blocks. I know you've done that like 2 or 3 times now, broken and placed in those blocks, but that will be the final time because believe it or not, all of your redstone is now fully completed. Now you just have to fill up all your dispensers with all of the horrible potions and things, and you're good to go. So we have it, guys. You've built yourself a lethal wall. That wasn't too hard, was it? I mean, if we break one of these blocks right here, you can see that our whole mechanism triggers into action, and that horrible clicking noise kicks in, which, to be honest, is bad enough for me. It doesn't even need any potions. I would leave the server if this thing kicked into action. But unfortunately, ladies and gents, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.